are live from central Minnesota here. Live from central Minnesota. And we already have a tornado warning right off the bat here. One of these storms already produced a little tornado maybe an hour and a half ago, but we're going to have a chance for some more. We already have a tornado warning here. So right off the bat, guys, we're getting into position to intercept this thing. These supercells are teeny tiny. So we're just near Brainerd, Mississippi, near Stapleton, Mississippi. Or sorry, not Mississippi, guys. We're by the Mississippi River. We're very close to the Mississippi River, but we're in Minnesota. Sorry, we're in Minnesota. I'm glad I'm not chasing in Mississippi in the middle of June. But we're in the woods of Minnesota. We're going to be in the North Woods today. So heads up, I will lose connection at certain points in time. I will lose visuals. It'll be tough, but we are in a tough spot for terrain. But we're going to have to do our best to work around the terrain and intercept. Someone reported a funnel on the storm. I don't know if there's a tornado or not. I can't see right now because, observed tornado. We have a tornado on the ground, okay? We have a tornado on the ground just to my west. I need to figure out a way to look at it because there's trees on both sides of me. But we do have a tornado on the ground just about 10 miles to my west. I can see the storm. I don't see any tornado from my vantage point, but someone reported a tornado on the ground, and we're going to get onto that as quick as we possibly can, guys. I'm figuring out a road. To do it. Well, it's about to come into Motley. This storm is about to come into Motley, so up here in a couple miles, we're going to be able to turn. We're going to have a visual of the storm in the next 5 to 10 minutes, guys. We're going to have a visual of this tornado. Observed tornado on our storm. We're going to have a visual in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We have an observed tornado, probably a relatively weaker one, I would assume. Just looking at the storm, I'd assume it's a weaker one. But the fact that these storms are already producing tornadoes right when they fire off. This storm has literally been a thing for 15, 20 minutes, and it already has a tornado on the ground. They're tiny little storms. So I am in Minnesota. I'm in central Minnesota. Eventually, we may get into eastern parts of Minnesota. But as you can see, lots of trees, lots of tall birch trees. We got cedars, pines. We got everything out here. So we're going to have trouble with viewing and service today. But we're going to have to work it the best way we can. So, but here in 2 miles, in about 2 miles, I'm going to turn to the west, and we're going to be able to get a view of this storm here in about 2 miles. It's just to the south of Staples. It has a lot of rotation on it. I'm extremely tired, guys.
In about 10 miles, turn right.
Sorry, guys. Hopefully I'm back. I wanted to turn off my Siri. Just being annoying. I don't have a visual of the tornado right now. I don't even know if it's still on the ground or not. I have no idea. But hopefully up here west of Motley, we'll be able to get a view of this thing. Let me see. I should have a view to my west right now. I just see rain. It's all wrapped up in rain right now. But the storm is so low precipitation. When we get onto the back side of the storm, we'll easily be able to see these tornadoes. At least for the first couple hours of storm development. Eventually, they will. They could get a little more rain wrapped, but yeah, I'm gonna head right to Staples, guys. And we're gonna get a view of this storm here. So I might go up through this little town and then turn left. So just bear with me, guys. We're going to intercept this storm right over this highway here. Intercept the storm right over the highway here. So we're on a tornado-warned storm, and we do have a confirmed tornado on this storm. And I am getting into position right now, getting into position right now. If this storm produced a tornado this quickly, I don't know why it wouldn't try to do it again. I don't know why this storm wouldn't want to do it again. So, gotta watch my speed going through these little towns. But I think it's really pretty up here in Minnesota. This is my first time ever being this far north up here. I've been to Minneapolis one time. I tried to chase storms in Minneapolis and it did not work out well for me, so we're well north of we're probably about 2 hours to the northwest of Minneapolis. So just to put it in perspective, we're maybe a couple hours to the northwest of Minneapolis here. But we have a confirmed tornado, and I don't know if it's still on the ground, but at least it was confirmed at one point. And so far, our storms have been kind of slow to get going, but I do think right now they're really starting to blossom here. So I'm going to stay right on this highway. Our highway is going to veer west here, and we're going to get right onto this storm. And we're going to see, hopefully it still has a tornado on the ground whenever we're on the storm. I did see a picture of a funnel. It was a very small funnel. So I'm assuming if you did get a tornado on the ground right now, it'd be weaker. But I do think we have the potential for some stronger tornadoes when these storms get a little bit, why are we slamming on our brakes at the green light, bro? I do think we have potential for some stronger tornadoes when these storms get a little bit more riled up here in the next few hours, but we'll have the chance for some stronger tornadoes. Right now I have very good cell service, and we're kind of on this highway right here, so as long as we're on this highway, hopefully we can stay on this highway from oh gosh, what's the town up here? From this town that's coming into Staples. Hopefully we stay on the highway from Staples to Brainerd, I think is the town. If we stay on this little highway from Staples to Brainerd, we should have at least it's not good terrain, but it's at least a little bit chaseable. So we're going to go through some rain right here, guys. We're going to go through this rain core, but we got to get through this rain core really quick here to get onto our storm. But I'm here, guys. This is a storm. It's right in front of me. That's our storm right in front of me, and it's blocked by rain. But once I get through the rain core, we're going to have a very, very nice view of this thing. Okay, now radar indicated. It's radar indicated now, so whatever touchdown is now lifted. Okay, guys, whatever ended up touching down has now lifted. It's now lifted, so they just put a new MD out. It's red, and it's a severe threat should increase into the evening. So the tornado watch they put out a 40% chance. The tornado watch had a 40% chance of 2 tornadoes or more. We've already had 2 tornadoes, so we've already hit the 40% chance of 2 tornadoes. They said that we had a 20% chance of a strong tornado. I think maybe that's a little higher, I think. And certainly, obviously, since we've already had 2 tornadoes, those odds are definitely 100% now, but the tornadoes we had were very weak ones. Very, very weak tornadoes. So we'll see if these storms do some That's so weird. Full service on my street. Here we go, we're on the tornado. Hopefully I have connection. We're on the tornado warned supercell here in Staples, Minnesota. And no tornado right now. Like I said, it did lift. So it produced a brief tornado and then it lifted, but if it produces another one, we're gonna be right here for it. So I guess it probably just produced a little mess, and right now I don't see any evidence of it happening again. I don't see much rotation here, so. But we will stay on the lookout because certainly this storm's makes no earthly sense to me. It'd be probably to my west. It would really due west of me. I don't. My service is very in and out. I don't understand. I'm in a town. I'm in a town with a population, so you'd think I'd have some kind of service. But I think this storm is dying. I think the storm's dying just a little bit, so. Well, I'm trying to look at it. I don't know. It's odd. This storm is interesting, certainly. It's a hard one to read because the rotation's like, it might be, yeah, the rotation's right up here. It still has a little bit of it. Well, if we get any tornadoes, they're going to be extremely visible. That's one thing I do know. If we get any tornadoes, they're going to be very visible. I saw a picture of the funnel that was reported, but I haven't seen any pictures of a tornado. But it was obviously confirmed. But we're in the right spot for sure. I'm watching and seeing it. But right now, I mean, this storm looks like all the steam that it had, it's gone. It's so weird. These storms are having a little bit of trouble, huh? Staying organized, I guess. Staples, Minnesota, for anybody tuning in. And we're watching this storm, and I think the rotation would now be behind me, or right on top of me, kind of coming back behind me now. Yeah, but this storm doesn't look as convincing as it did a minute ago, huh? And it had all that rotation and a confirmed tornado, and then we get to the storm, and the second we get to the storm, it just, second we get to the storm. That's crazy. Crazy. But if whatever did drop must have been on the weaker side, though. I think our storm might be dying convectively. It's probably losing its tops. It may be on its way out. There's another storm firing to our southwest, and I honestly wonder if that's too far to the southwest, is what I wonder. If that other storm firing to our southwest is a little bit too far. There's our storm right here, and it's, let's see if it can pick back up. It's tornadic self or not. The rotation is going to be right there over that white building. That's where it would be. Still have faith that this storm could be the one. The road network, though, is going to be quite dicey, which means our service is also going to be dicey. So I need to figure out. I do think at least for the time being, though, our terrain is okay. It's going to get worse throughout the day as we go east. The terrain will get worse and worse and worse, but for now it's okay. We're going to get back into position on this storm. These things are moving at a decent clip here. But I'm going to turn back around and get back on the storm because I do think it's starting to maybe try and strengthen. We'll see, though. And we'll see. We'll see if we keep service or not. We've already, I don't know, we're in a town. Like, we're literally in a town and we can't even, I think it's just going to be hit. Or earlier when we were in the middle of a forest, we had good service. So I think it's just going to be hit and miss here.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Warner Road Northeast.
It'll probably be hit and miss. But we're going to take this road and we're going to follow it. These storms are moving slightly to the northeast today. I think if they really get going, they might try to turn a little bit more easterly, but they still might be moving slightly north still. Not due easterly, but they're going to be moving mostly to the northeast. Northeast east is what you might call it. This storm's been dry. It'll try to drop quick, it seems like, and then it'll weaken, and then it might strengthen up again. So we just got to be eyes open. And I'm curious about the storm to our southwest. That could be the big one. Maybe that's the bigger one that's getting going. Maybe this is just kind of a.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
Maybe this is just kind of a appetizer storm. Maybe the real one is just to the southwest, and we'll have to monitor that one. Because that is a possibility. Right now.
At the stop sign, turn
Why is there
right
no
onto Warner
18?
Road Northeast.
What is happening? Why can I?
Severe
Why is it so
thunderstorm warning
spotty?
affected area ahead. Please
So
proceed
weird.
with
So
caution.
weird. So weird. Hey, I don't know what happened to this stream. What the heck? Trees galore. we go. Rapid rotation right in front of the road. It's trying to drop right in front of us. It's trying to drop right there, guys. Hopefully I don't lose service here. It's trying to drop right in front of the road. Trying to drop right here. I'm not going to be able to get right up on it. It's trying to drop. It already attempted several times to drop a tornado, and it's going to try again right here. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on the ground. There it is. Rapid rotation right in front of me. It's not as consolidated right now, but it's bigger and it's broader than it was. There goes Jordan Hall. I guess, yeah, he's going for it, huh? There it is. Here we go. I have service here. Oh man, that's gonna try, isn't it? Okay. Hard rotation right now. Hard rotation right here. Right here, just to the north of Motley. Just to the north of Motley. Hard rotation. It's trying to produce a tornado. The first of possibly a lot of tornadoes. We'll see. I'm gonna turn and
Turn right onto 19th Street Southwest.
I'm gonna turn in a few. I'm gonna turn right up here, so. Man, it tried so with this big lake. We almost just had a tornado a minute ago. It was really trying to wrap up, guys. It was close. I didn't, at least it could have, maybe it might have briefly touched down in between the trees. It could have briefly touched down while I lost a visual in the trees, but as far as I'm concerned, I never saw it actually touch. But we had a funnel, we had a rotating funnel, and like all these little funnels and possible tornadoes have been, they're all going to be pretty small. So if it really spin again, it's kind of it's struggled just a little bit, but I still think here. I'm going to get a little further east, guys, and then we're going to get back onto it. I'm looking at it right now. Okay, maybe a little further. Okay, it's trying to produce, isn't it? Okay. I see where it's trying to produce now. Okay. New mezzo on the back side of it. On the next road north, I'm going to take it. Our next road to the north here, we're going to take it. This storm's moving a little bit more north than I thought it may. It's okay. Nothing on the ground yet. Oh, it's wrapping up hard. Hold on, guys. Let me come on. Connect internet. Come on, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Is that the other storm? No, it's this one. Man, this is the longest mile I've ever driven. It feels like it. A view of it. We're gonna get a view of it in just a second. Hold on. Let me turn. All right, well, eventually we're gonna run into trees as well, so I don't know what to do. Eventually we're gonna run into a forest, so we'll see how good these roads are, but for the time being, they'll be okay.
1.7 miles, turn left.
Our road runs out in about 2.5 miles, so we can go north for 2.5 miles, and then it's gonna run out. Of course, Look at all these trees. Look at all these trees here on the side. Nice. Radar indicated tornado warning, but rotation, just based off radar, rotation has strengthened quite a bit here. So here we go. Here we go, chat. Here we go, chat. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Be ready for something to be down any second. Oh, there it is. It's coming down. It's trying to come down there on the left. Oh, man, that's wrapping up quick, huh? Okay. That's going to do it, isn't it? Oh, tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground. About to be a big, strong tornado right in front of us. Oh, come on, condense for us. Strong tornado on the ground. Strong tornado on the ground. Right up here. I don't know how we're going to get east on it, but just had a strong tornado on the ground. Here we go. I need to pull off here and... Okay. Got to figure out the roads. Got to figure out the roads and get another view of it. Oh, crap. Our roads are bad. We don't have... Actually, they don't exist. So, we're going to have to sit right here and watch it. Big tornado on the ground. Or small vortex, but rapid rotation here. There it is. Strong tornado coming down. I don't have roads. I can't go. I can't follow, guys. I don't have roads after this. This is it. I'm gonna have to get way out of position and then get back on it. Oh man, I need to get this up here, don't I? Sorry about the view. Oh, my camera won't focus over here. Okay. Yeah. Still a strong tornado on the ground. We don't have a road, guys. We don't have a road. We just got to sit here and watch it go. No roads. No roads. There might be one. Oh, man, that would be very sketchy, but there might be one. I guess we could try it. Hold on, give me just a second. We're going to try this road in just a second. Hold on. Oh, gosh. Crazy. Still down. There's still a tornado on the ground. Still a strong tornado on the ground. Okay, let me get this road in. Oh gosh, this might not work. I might just have to go all the way around. Okay, that's my fastest route. Okay, we're gonna have to take that one then.
Starting route to 22376 Camp. Head west on 104th Street Southwest. Then take the first left onto 49th Avenue Southwest.
What town are we by? Motley. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, we're gonna reposition, get back onto this thing, okay? Oh, gosh. Here we go. We gotta get back onto this thing.
2 miles. Turn left onto
Well, if you're just tuning in, we're just to the north of Motley, Minnesota. We just had a very strong tornado on the ground, likely EF3, EF2, EF3 strength. It looked like to me. Let me reposition on this. It's still on the ground. We still have a tornado on the ground. 1 mile till my road, guys. I'm gonna have to way reposition on this thing. Get way out behind it. There's not much I can do here. I gotta get all the way up to. I just gotta go all the way around to get up towards Nassau. I don't know how to pronounce it, but guys, I gotta get all the way out. I gotta get out of position so I can get back into position at some point. That we're playing the long game here. Oh, this is going to be a rough route too, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, not in the middle of the road. We can't do that, can we? Yeah, we can. Yeah, these roads are going to suck, guys. Get ready for these roads. They're going to suck, but we're going to lose service too. Just a warning, we're going to lose service and these roads are going to suck, but we're going to get back onto the storm, I think. If it's not moving too quickly, I think we'll be okay though. Oh man, that was intense. That was an intense. That was a strong, probably intense. I've seen over 100 and about 115 tornadoes, and that one was definitely of the intense variety for sure. All right, here we go. Okay, it's gonna be back there in the rain. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not, but it could peek back out from the rain back behind there. We'll see. Okay, but we can get back onto the storm in the next half hour, I think. We're gonna have a lot of windy, bad roads here, but we're gonna make it happen. I might lose service again. That was an intense tornado, guys. Just north of Motley. The storm is intensifying, and it probably, based off my eyes, it probably still has a tornado on the ground. Based off radar, it probably still has a tornado on the ground. So. Oh gosh, I can't tell if there's anything still back there or not. All right, guys, we're trying to get back into position here. Oh, damage. We got damage here. We got some tree damage here. Big trees down just to my left. Here's a convoy of chasers. All these chasers. We got the convoy of some chasers right here. All right, time to see if it's still on the ground. We're going to be approaching it again soon. I'm not really sure, guys, and it could be rain wrapped. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out here. I didn't get the glimpse of how much damage there was. Thankfully, it looked like we're in a really rural area here. So, very rural area. It missed the town of Motley by just a couple of miles. Motley, Minnesota, you got extremely lucky. It missed you by just a couple of miles, and quite frankly, I'm very glad that happened, because that would have not been good. Well, we're trying to get out ahead of it. The problem is, once we get out ahead of this thing, I really don't know what the game plan is. Like, I really don't know what the game plan is after that, because we have so many lakes right here, so many lakes. I don't know what our road situation is like, but it's pretty it is pretty rough. That's all I gotta say. There's literally, I kid you not, I looked at the map, there's literally like 1,000 lakes right here within this little area. There's literally like 1,000 lakes. I mean, it's ridiculous how many lakes there are. But we're gonna try to work our way around it here. We want to get onto the, I think that we want to get near the east side of Pelican Lake. But here we go. We're into the dense forest now. We're kind of moving away from any of the plains areas, and we're kind of getting into the dense forest. And somehow my internet connection has gotten better. My internet connection has gotten better. I know I didn't have internet that whole intercept. I really hope I got it, though. I'm not 100% sure, though. I really hope I got that intercept, guys. That was a crazy intercept. It's still observed. Guys, it still says it's observed. It might be a little bit rain. The rotation might be rain wrap now. All these houses are okay. Thank goodness. Thank the Lord these houses are okay, guys. Thank the Lord. Oh, tree, another tree. We got lots of trees down, and that's, so far I haven't seen anything worse than that. So that's good news. Because that was a strong tornado. That could have took something out if they hit it. All right, guys, we're getting closer to the circulation, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. We have really bad. The rotation is just to the east of us, and it looks like it's rain wrapped, at least from our vantage point. Tornado sirens going off here. Sirens going. right, guys. All right, guys. We're getting back into position now. In this storm still, and we're getting back into position. Oh, the problem. We're going to have major problems, though, at some point with our roads. Because we're now behind the storm, and I don't know if it's going to produce something unless it's rain wrapped. Okay, the storm just went PDS warned. Okay, it just went PDS warned. Guys, we're only like 5 miles behind the circulation, and we're working to get back onto it here. We're about to turn to the east, and we're about to try to get back onto the circulation. I might see if I can squeak around these two trucks that are driving just a little bit slower than me, but if not, then, you know, it is what it is. But we'll see. But that tornado earlier. Issued a SegTor warning, PDS. Guys, I'm trying to get back onto the storm, but I'm behind some very big and slow trucks, and you know, we're on a pretty curvy road, so you know, nothing against them for going slow. I probably would be going slow as well with a big truck like that and a tornado warning. But I would love to try and get around these guys, but this road is a double yellow, so I can't legally pass. I could illegally pass, but I don't want to. One, I don't want to break the law while live streaming, because that's just stupid. And two, I don't want to get clowned on Twitter. I don't want to get clowned on Twitter for being reckless, because you know what? I clown other people for being reckless, so who am I to, you know, clown someone for being or be reckless myself if I'm against it. The road kind of straightens out up here, and I don't know if it'll let me have a passing lane, or I have no idea, but oh my goodness. I'd love to get out. I'd love to get back onto this storm, guys. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Because it's moving quick. I'm going pretty quick, but it's tough. Okay, the tornado's going to be somewhere back in there. I don't know, guys, if it's just basing it off of radar, the tornado is very likely still on the ground. I don't have a visual on it right now. I'm in too many trees. Oh, there's literally a passing lane right here, bro. Bro, that's a passing lane. Let me over. Oh, they're not going to turn. They're going to keep going into the storm. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, guys, to get around any of these trucks. See, if it was in the middle of, you know, if it was in the middle of Kansas, I could just zoom right past them. I could pass right here. It's technically not legal, but if I really wanted to, I could do it. But I won't do it, guys. I wonder if it's still on the ground. I don't know. I think we're gonna lose these guys. They're turning left here. We're in this little town right here. The tornado would be right in front of us somewhere wrapped up in the rain, and to be honest with you, I have no idea if we're ever gonna be able to see it or not, but I don't know, guys, if we're going to be able to get a visual again or not, because it's all wrapped up in that rain. Looks like I was right next to Michael Mars and Tanner Charles and Jordan Hall and Spike Davis. Oh my gosh, we're all right there in the Congo together. That's some goated chasers right there, all up here, right in the Congo on that tornado. We're all right next to each other. There's a couple of, it looked like a couple of local farmers. I passed a couple of farmers who just had their phone out. Man, that must have been quite the sight if you live here locally. All right, we're gonna get back onto the storm. If it gets too crazy up here, guys, I'm not gonna blindly come into the just in case there's a massive tornado on the ground. I think it'd be kind of dumb to just blindly go up into this thing, but we might have to reposition to the storms to the south at some point. I don't know if that's gonna be right now or in an hour, but at some point we might have to reposition. And eventually these storms are gonna kind of run low on. Eventually these storms will kind of run low on instability, but the instability axis was good enough, obviously. I mean, you saw what happened, but it's very skinny, so these storms might kind of run out of it at some point. Man, I'm wondering if that storm to the south, it's kind of all forming into a big line right now, but I'm wondering if that storm to the south is going to be the one that we're going to want to get on in like an hour. That's what I'm starting to wonder. It's not tornado warned right now. It actually doesn't have a ton of rotation, but all the rotation, this one still has a really strong mesocyclone right in front, literally miles, just a couple of miles in front of us, and I have no idea. I honestly have no idea if we're even going to be able to see this tornado. This tornado could be on top of us, and we might not be able to even look at it. So, but we're going to see, guys. We're going to see. Keep service. It's been kind of extremely rain wrapped, and I don't, like I said, I do not know if I'm going to be able to get a visual on this thing because I can't even get a visual on it, and it's, you know, it might just be completely wrapped up there in rain. Oh my gosh, there's probably a big tornado on the ground according to velocities. And we're not going to be able to see it, are we? Or something like that. Either be, it might not really be safe for us to try to do this like this, but we're just a couple miles away. Guys, I don't know if we're going to ever get a view of this, but here we go. We're going to try. It's, according to radar, the circulation, guys, the circulation is 2 miles to our east, and we cannot see a thing. So, the circulation is 2 miles to our east, just in front of us, and we cannot see a thing right now. So, we're going to play it by ear. I see something in front of us. I don't know if, look at that. Look at that big, okay, we got debris falling here, okay. I don't know what I'm looking at right now, but that could be a big tornado back in there. It probably is. Oh, big tornado, massive tornado on the ground. Massive tornado on the ground. Okay, guys, extremely large rain-wrapped tornado, I think. Yes, we saw it on the stream. Extremely large rain-wrapped tornado. Oh my gosh. Okay, whenever I turn back to the east, we'll get another view of it. We'll try to get another view of it, guys. Oh, wait. It's to my southeast. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I'm looking east right now, and it's to my southeast. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I saw the silhouette. I could see the silhouette of the tornado, guys. I could see the silhouette. Okay, guys, we're gonna keep going east here. Oh my gosh, we can see the silhouette for just a second. I'll show you guys in a minute. But we got a lake. We have a lake right here, so we cannot, you know what? I'm going to turn right here, and we're going to try to get a view of this thing since we're close. Okay, it could be right in front of us. I don't know. It was very shielded in the rain, but it's back there somewhere. I'll show you guys. I was able to snap a picture of it. There it is. That's the tornado. Look at that. Big tornado. Look at that big tornado back in the rain. That's what we just saw a minute ago. That big tornado back there in the rain. Big stovepipe tornado. Southeast of Nisswa. What are we? National Weather Service. Are we National Weather Service, Minneapolis, I think? Okay, guys, there's a big tornado back there. I just showed you guys the picture that I was able to snag with it. I'm reporting this into National Weather Service Memphis. Or not Memphis, Minneapolis, I'm sorry. Or Twin Cities. Here we go. It's Twin Cities. Okay, guys. I'm gonna work to get back out ahead of it here. We're gonna work to get back out ahead of it. I gotta turn. There's a lake. There's a big old lake right here, so I have to turn here. Oh gosh, what road am I gonna go on here? Let me figure this out. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go straight. Sorry, guys. I had to figure out my road. All right, guys, we're gonna work to get back out ahead of this thing, and it's gonna be tough. Based off radar, there might be a tornado still on the ground. I'm really not 100% right now, but based off the velocities to me have weakened a little bit, but there probably is still something on the ground because that was a really strong couplet that we had just a second ago. So I'm in about a mile here. I'm going to turn back to the east, and then we're going to get back out ahead of it. We're going to have to stay behind it. I don't want to blast through this. You guys saw how rain-wrapped that tornado was. I don't know if you guys were able to get the view of it. It did pop up on the stream there. We did have it on the stream. As long as I had service, it was on the stream there. And, yes. We had a big tornado just within the last 5 minutes. We had another big. It looked like a big stovepipe. You could see it occluding. I think it probably was weakening. It looked like it was occluding. It looked like it was kind of coming behind the storm and occluding on us. And I gotta make sure it's not including out the back of the storm still. Because that's really the only way you'd see it. If it occludes out in lakes, I believe it. Feels like 100,000. Feels like 100,000 lakes out here and about a trillion trees probably. The rest of the day. Minnesota, the Motley, Minnesota tornado. Motley was very lucky. Here we go, guys. We're gonna keep working on this thing to get back into position. It's possible everything goes way upscale and we don't really have as much of a threat, but we'll see. Guys, we're still working this PDS warning. It's still warned for a strong tornado. I'm not sure if there's a strong tornado on the ground. Just about 10 minutes ago, we did have a view of that tornado wrapped up in the rain here. But man, look at these. I should have honestly sat there for a little bit longer. I'm sorry, guys. I should have sat there and we should have watched that rotation for a little longer. But I wasn't thinking straight. But we're trying to get back onto it. We did get a glimpse of it, though, and did get a glimpse of that. Strong tornado. Okay, now they have the whole line going tornado warning. They still have a PDS warning here. They have the whole line starting to get tornado warned all the way down to Garrison. And I don't know what we're going to do here. Eventually, I mean, eventually we're gonna have to get back ahead of the line somehow, but we just don't have the roads to do it. Obviously we're in the middle of the North Woods here in northern. We're kind of probably more central Minnesota, probably the northern part of the central part of the state, if that makes any sense. But eventually we might get into eastern Minnesota, I think. I don't know how the tornado threat's going to progress over the next few hours. The thermodynamics, your instability is going to drop off quite a bit, but your wind shear is going to pick up even more. So they could counteract each other. Maybe we just have unfavorable storm modes as well, leading to more like QLCS circulations with those unfavorable storm modes. I still want to see if we also have a storm to our south by St. Cloud. I mean, that's all the way. That's probably about an hour and a half south of us, but we can always try and position down there as well. But our rotation's kind of right in front of us and just to the right. And of course, unless something is right in front of us, we're not going to be able to see it here due to these due to the heavy trees here. But Alright guys, we're going to be fighting this rain. I don't even know if I have connection or not. We might want to get south onto this other storm. We stop south, we'll go south and see if we can't find it. You're going to walk. See if our tornado pops out of the rain here or not. I need to figure out my road network. Sorry, my road network here. But I think I'm gonna head towards Crosby, Minnesota. My goodness, this rain is tough. Hey, if I missed any super chats, if I missed any Venmos, if I missed any PayPals, I will answer those. All right, guys, sorry. I was saying, I don't know if I had connection or not there, but I was saying if you sent me a super chat or anything like that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it after the fact. So if you did anything like that, please, please, please send me a message. Please send me a message on Instagram, Twitter, anything, and just let me know. Or just let me know in the chat whenever I look at the chat later at some point. Just let me know, guys. Because I did miss those, obviously, while I was on that tornado. So we still have a PDS warned tornado warning, and we're very close to the rotation, guys. Guys, we're within about a mile of the rotation, and I cannot see a thing, guys. We're within a mile of the rotation. I think now, earlier it was kind of out of the range just a little bit. Now it almost is completely wrapped up in rain here. So I need to find a new strategy here, chase-wise, because this storm is too rain-wrapped. I don't think we're gonna get any more visible tornadoes out of it. So I think it's time for me to go south and east. I think we just need to get all the way towards Malmo and blast through everything. I think we need to get on the other side of, I think, Lilylacs Lake. I think that's the name of the lake, Lilylacs Lake. There's a massive lake here. I think we need to get on the east side of the lake and see if we can wait for these storms. Yes, on the east side of Lilylac. Yes, okay. And we can do that. Oh my gosh, my route to get there takes me over an hour. Okay. I don't know what route to take here, guys, but I'm gonna have to turn around. Okay, we're gonna take the shorter route. Okay. I thought I had to go this way, guys, but these roads, once again, these roads are just so tough out here because, of course, I mean, look at where we are. I mean, there's a million above. I mean, look exactly where we are. It's so tough to navigate here. If there was a tornado here, we're going to be going over the damage path any second. So maybe it will peak out of the rain. If there's still a tornado, I don't know if there's still a tornado on this. It's still PDS warned. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll peak out of the rain. It might peak out of the rain again, but usually you can only see it through a camera. So that last tornado that peaked out of the rain for us, we could only see that through the camera. I couldn't even see that really with my own eyes. I could only see it through the camera lens, and then I had to darken the contrast to be able to make out the funnel. But I might just drive right into it. Why not? There's a pretty big rotation still, so this new rotation down towards Bay Lake and Garrison, it's about to go over right over Millilac Lake. This new rotation is about to go over Millilac Lake up here, and and that's the one we're eventually trying to get to, because I think that storm down there, if any of these storms are going to try to become a supercell and show at least semi-discrete supercellular characteristics, it's going to be that one right now on the northwest side of Millilac Lake. I think that's the pronunciation. But lots of hydroplaning going on here, and we're getting back into position, guys. We're getting back into position here. Got to be careful with our speed here, going around these curves. It's the roads are extremely wet here, but luckily a lot of these roads are pretty well maintained. I've noticed, and they don't. It doesn't really feel like I'm hydroplaning too bad. So, okay, I just saw some leaves falling from the air. So, okay, yeah, there's leaves floating and falling from the air. So that usually says there's leaves way up in the air, about 100 feet up and falling, and that usually says that a tornado was just in this area. It obviously picked up a ton of vegetation, and now it is having that vegetation fall. Those are going to sustain. right, guys, we have a circulation right in front of us, guys. But I'll show you guys here. I'm at this stop sign. I'll show you guys what our circulation looks like and why we can't see it. Hold on, let me stop for just a second. There's no one really behind me for right now. But I'll show you guys why we can't see this rotation. Look at how, well, this rotation is weakened, but look at how wrapped up we are in rain. But it's all rain, and we're all wrapped up in rain right here. I've been very close to the circulation. There's still leaves falling. It was obvious at some point there was another strong tornado on the ground, but because there is still leaves falling out of the sky. But we're going to get back out ahead of these storms. We also have to, I don't want to think too, I have to be conscious. We have to be conscious of the fact that that tomorrow the setup's all the way in Kansas. So we have to be conscious of that fact. We don't want to, I think I lost connection again, huh? It's been one of those days where we've had very bad internet, which is not a shock. The trees are no bueno. The trees are no bueno when it comes to having internet. right, guys, we're working on getting back into position. We're getting on a different storm now, but we're working on it. We're getting onto this storm coming in the Malmo. Honestly, I'm not going to be able to beat it. So I don't know what to do at this point. There's storms all the way down towards Minneapolis, just to the west of Minneapolis. We're going to have to watch those closely as they head into a more populated area near Minneapolis. But the reason I'm leaving our original storm that we saw that one, it might have been two different tornadoes. I don't know if it lifted in between or if it was all just one long track tornado. We'll have to wait for the damage survey, but we saw one or two tornadoes there. And we had one or two tornadoes there, including the one that's really rain-wrapped. But at this point, this storm is probably just going to produce a lot of rain-wrapped stuff. It's just going to probably produce a lot of rain-wrapped stuff at this point. So there's not much for me to go after here, and the rotation has also weakened significantly. So I'm going to have to reposition. I need to reposition All right, guys, my connection's so in and out. I really apologize if I lose it. It's just, I mean, we're in the trees, so that's just what's going to happen here in the trees like this. So it's going to be in and out. So I'm going to go south because, like I said, our storm is kind of rain-wrapped now, and at this point, I think the best shot at seeing a visible tornado will be to our south. It's possible, guys, we just cannot catch up with these storms. This road network is bad. It's very curvy. It's very hilly. Well, not hilly. It's very curvy, and it has a lot of trees. Little bit of hills, but not too many hills. But mostly just trees. If we can't catch up to the storm, we got to go south anyway because tomorrow looks like it could be in Kansas. So I don't know how long I want to follow these storms. As long as they have tornado warnings, at least until dark, I'll probably follow them. But the big issue is the terrain is going to get even worse. The terrain's already bad. It's going to get even worse. So that's the big problem. That's the big problem, but I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. I'm glad that we did happen to have service whenever we intercepted the tornado. The last couple of times I've had tornadoes, I just happened to not have service. So today we were lucky enough to be able to have that service and be able to provide that live coverage on these dangerous storms. And I think that the day has probably peaked. I think that the day has probably peaked, at least up here. We'll see what happens down in the southern half of Minnesota, but at least up here, I think we've probably peaked for the day. And I would guess that we still have a threat for tornadoes, and even a strong tornado all the way into far west in Wisconsin. But the problem is, like I said, these storms are moving. But we're trying to catch back up to these storms. At some point, I just have to give it up, but trying to take these curves as fast as I can, of course, without getting hydroponic. Look at these, look at the lake to my right. Like, there's just so many lakes here. Everybody has a boat, everybody has a dock, There's so many lakes here. It's just incredible. There's so, like, I've never been up here. I've been to the western part of Minnesota, the far western and the far southern part, and those parts of Minnesota have a lot of lakes. But up here, it's just even more. It's just different up here. There's even more lakes than on the. I believe there's much more lakes over up on the central and northern half of the state than the southern half. I am a geography buff, so I believe that I believe I'm right on that one. But someone might have to correct me, guys. And I'm sorry, I have not been able to check chat today. I have not been able to look at chat. I've been in a high stress. I've been high stress driving through rain and hills and trees and curves. So we're on the backside of these storms, and like I said, I'm trying to blast out ahead of these storms, but I'm just not sure. I'm really just not sure if we're going to be able to beat these storms if they're moving 40 miles an hour, and we're maybe moving 50 or 60. But we're also curving up, or curving down, or curving east, back west, and then back down. And when you do all these curves on these roads, it doesn't matter if you're going 60. It's still hard to catch. If you're going 60, 70, it's hard to catch up when you're in the rain. And because the storms are moving in a linear, you got to remember, the storms are moving in a linear path. We got to do these curves for the most part, but the storms are moving in a very linear path. I do think if we find a really good highway, we will be able to catch these things. And we may not have that, but we're going to try. We're going to try here. I think we'll have a decent highway east towards I-35, towards Hinckley and Sandstone, Minnesota. Man, those storms near Minneapolis, just to the west of Minneapolis, they look like all they need is just a tiny little bit of a boost. Those storms near Minneapolis, they just need like a merger or something like that, and I think those storms could produce a tornado, but right now they don't have anything like that. Rotate really hard. And then you also have more development all the way down towards Mankato. And I'm not sure if you get some mergers down there, you might have a tornado threat. I think wherever you get these mergers, you're going to have a tornado risk. Wherever you can get these mergers to happen down south. Up here, we're kind of all a big line. Actually, a little bit surprisingly a big line. I wasn't quite expecting this kind of line at this point in the day. And to be honest with you guys, the more I look at it, the more I think that it's going to be really hard to catch this line, but we're going to keep going for it. We're going to keep going for it here. Eventually, severe storms will fire off into central Nebraska, surely. Northeast Nebraska. Northeast Nebraska, you have a big line of storms starting to fire. My secondary target today was all the way down kind of towards North Platte and McCook, Nebraska. That was kind of my secondary target today. And I briefly considered trying for that one, but this one looked a little bit more. So where this one looked like more of a tornado target. This one looked like more of the tornado target. So. Man, what a chase today. Just incredible so far. We'll see what else is able to happen. Guys, here we go. These storms are very rain wrapped, so we're gonna see what we can here, but I'm not overly confident in visible. I'm not overly confident in visible tornadoes right now. All right, guys, I'm trying to catch back up to these things, okay? Trying to get back up to them, but it's not gonna be an easy task. We're gonna head towards Sandstone. We're kind of gonna head in the direction. Okay, I was saying, sorry, I lost connection there. I was saying, I do think if I can get around this big old lake, I mean, and this lake is massive, guys. This is a huge lake. If I can get around this big old lake and get onto a good, this is a huge lake. If I can get around this big old lake and get onto a good east to west, west to east route, I think I can catch back up to these. But we'll see. I mean, it might, I'll be able to catch back up to them, I think. But we'll definitely be pushing it here. We definitely have to push it here. All right, guys, we're pushing along here, so just you guys got to bear with me here, and I'm going to get back out ahead of these storms. Just bear with me here. I'm working to get back out ahead of these things. And my connection is going to be very spotty for the rest of the chase, so just keep that in mind. I do think eventually maybe it'll get a little bit better, but it's going to be very spotty, so just you got to bear with me here. We've had a lot of random trees down. And I don't think that's all from tornadoes. So some of this must have been some strong winds that came through here. I'm really hoping that that tornado did not damage anything, because it was an extremely strong tornado, and it wasn't very wide. At least at the start, it was like I said, any tornadoes out of that storm would be relatively smaller, but it was not very wide. So. Yeah, we're very close to Millilax, I think, Lake here. And these storms are moving incredibly quick, especially for this time of year. Usually this time of year, your storms aren't moving 45 miles an hour. I don't know, that's maybe, I don't know, they might be moving slower. Not really 100% here. Oh, sorry, these storms are moving 50 miles an hour. Yeah, so usually this time of year, you don't have storms moving at 50 miles an hour. But I'm going to go straight here for a while. We're going to go right by this big lake. I got to watch the speed because it is wet on these roads. Now, I'd hate to become a part of the ditch. Or Here we go, guys. We're still pushing here. We're trying to get to these. We're trying to get back ahead of these storms. Woo! It's really windy out here. We're still kind of on the back. We're still kind of on the back of a couple of these thunderstorms on the very back side of them, and it's a little windy. We got a Boeing echo almost. We got like a QLCS, a Bow echo type of deal happening, and I kind of wonder if we're gonna get maybe a tail end Charlie to develop. But I think the problem with having a tail end Charlie on a day like today is I think most of the wind shear that's available for these storms to try and produce tornadoes is on the northeast flank of the thunderstorms, and that tail end Charlie kind of arcs southwest, and I'm not sure if it's going to have enough wind shear to develop a robust tornado. We got lots of logs and trees in the roads. We got to be very careful. Okay, that's just a tree branch. Okay, we'll be okay. But we don't want to get, you know what? We don't want to get stuck with a tree branch. We don't want to get stuck with a twig in the tire. So I probably should be a little bit more. I mean, I think you'd have to have a pretty sharp stick. Your branch would really have to break and be sharp and hit your tire right at the right spot. So I guess that's a pretty low chance. But anything, I've seen crazy things can happen. I've seen crazy things get stuck in people's tires. I don't know. I don't think. No, I've got a couple nails in the tire before, but never a part of a tree. I don't even know if that's. I don't even know if that's a common thing that even happens. But whenever this crazy chase ends, guys, I'm gonna be checking in on chat, and I apologize for not being able to look into chat much. Trying to work back ahead of these storms here, guys. Eventually, probably in the next couple hours, I'll have to call off the chase at some point, but until then, we're going to keep going for it. I don't want to go too far. There's a lot of wind damage came through here. There's a lot of branches on the ground. I haven't seen any big old trees down, so it couldn't have been too crazy, but eventually we got to think about our drive tonight and for tomorrow's target. And I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? I live in Joplin, Missouri, okay? So I live in far southwest Missouri. I left home last night at 1 in the morning. And I nonstop drove up here to Minnesota from Joplin at 1 in the morning. I was able to stop in Kansas City for about 3 hours and do some car camp. I was able to car camp, so I got about a 2.5 hour power nap in. But other than that, guys, I've just been driving for the last, other than that little power nap, I've been driving for, what is it now? Yeah, it's been the last 17 hours or so. So it's been quite the grind to get up here, but it was worth it. So I'll tell you guys why I left so late, because, you know, ideally I would have wanted to leave yesterday afternoon and maybe get up to like Des Moines or something, right? And then make that drive from Des Moines this morning. That would have been much easier, but I kind of wrote today off. I really wasn't expecting it to be much. And then about midnight, I started looking into this setup a little bit more, and I was looking at models last night, and I was like, okay, we might have something here. I was looking at models last night, and I was looking at the upper air pattern, and I'm like, this upper air pattern is extremely favorable for tornadoes. So I saw the models, and I adjusted my expectations, and I decided it was worth the risk to come up here, and it sure was. So Now, sometimes I've done the same thing, and let's be honest, I didn't see much of anything. I did that in Texas last week, where I took a risk and I drove really far to chase, and I didn't see jack. So this is how chasing is. You have, I would say, last week I was at my lowest low chasing wise, and then the last two chases have been really solid. So this is how it is. You got to take the highs and the lows, but storm chasing is a big roller coaster. I think these storms are done producing really strong tornadoes, but I'm not, of course, I'm not 100% on that. You got to still be careful. But I think it's turning into more of a wind risk now. So we're going to get back out ahead of the storms and at least give them one more intercept. We're getting there, guys. We're going to get there. Might take us a minute, but we're going to get there. There's still some rotations on the front side of these storms. Got a little bit of hydroplaning going on here. Trying to catch up with these storms, guys. I'm not going to go too fast. I would hate to hydroplane and end up in a ditch. That wouldn't be very fun, but I'm trying to catch back up with these things here. Here we go, guys. I'm trying to work back ahead of these storms. It's just tough because like I said, my road network isn't all too favorable for getting back out ahead of these things. I'm working on it here. Go down the aisle. right, guys, I'm still sorry. I'm not talking a ton because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm extremely tired. Like I said, I left home at 1 in the morning last night, and then drove up here nonstop outside of stopping for 2 or 3 hours to sleep in Kansas City. I just did the good old car camp. I did the good old car camp. In my Honda CR-V. It's not so bad if you take a few melatonin pills, and if you're tired and you take some melatonin and you get comfy, you know, it's not so bad. Obviously, it's nothing like sleeping in a bed. I might have to get I don't know. I try not to spend a lot of money when I do this, but I might be able to get a little motel tonight in Des Moines and actually get a proper night's sleep. Trying to get ahead of the squall line. There's a little bit of rotation on this edge of this line, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. You guys know I'm always 100% real with you all on this channel. And chat, I'm not going to lie. The tornado threat is pretty low at this point. I think that storm mode has become a little bit too unfavorable. Yeah, storm mode's become unfavorable here. It's getting a little windy here in this court right here. We're getting close, guys. We're getting there, okay? We're getting there. We're gonna get back out ahead of this. I'm gonna get back out ahead of the storm. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna get the I-35 back out ahead of the storm. I'm gonna get the I-35, and then I'm gonna start driving south on I-45 towards Minneapolis, and I'm gonna start heading towards Kansas for tomorrow's chase. But we'll have this line of storms to chase on the way down to Minneapolis. And then there's also more supercells to the west of Minneapolis, and I have no idea if those are going to sustain themselves or not. But if they do sustain themselves, we'll go chase it through Minneapolis in like 2 hours. But that's the plan right now. The storms down south are struggling with their thermodynamic profile. So the wind shear is actually very strong down south, but they don't have the right thermodynamics to grab that, because you need to be able to grab that surface instability. You need to be able to grab that surface instability and that surface inflow, and you have to stretch it. And if you can't do that, then it's tough to get a tornado. And if you do have enough wind shear and spin, then you can overcome some of that. But I don't know if that's quite the case down there or not. Yeah, I don't know if those storms south of Minneapolis are going to sustain or not, but we'll see. That storm all the way down near, in southern Minnesota near New Ulm and Cortland, Minnesota. That storm looks mildly interesting, I think. Based off, I've seen a couple of pictures. Like someone sent me a picture of it. It looks mildly interesting down there. They're right over a river. This storm near New Ulm looks very, very interesting, to be honest with you. It looks extremely interesting. I don't know if that'll ever drop a tornado or not, but it looks very interesting. And it wouldn't shock me if it dropped a tornado at some point. But I'm not really sure if it's a strong tornado risk. I'm not 100%, but there is some pretty good wind shear down there, so it wouldn't shock me. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting into the heavier part of the storm here. We're blowing east, guys. We're blasting east, guys. And these winds are ripping here, but I'm generally gonna head down towards generally gonna head down towards Minneapolis and chase these on the way down there. And then some of the storms down in Minneapolis are mildly interesting, to say the least. So we'll see if they're still interesting or not in about 2 hours when we get to, honestly, we'll probably be down there in an hour and a half. So if those storms are still doing something in an hour and a half down there, then we'll be on them. That'll be just around 8 p.m. So that'll be a little bit before dark. So we'll still have a little bit of sunlight to play with. Thank goodness we're not in the part of Minnesota that has a lot of the pine trees, or else we would not be able to see a thing. Because there are parts of Minnesota where it's just straight up pine forest. And it'd be much harder to see. There's some pines here, but not a ton. Actually, the farther east we go, I've actually seen some more. Oh, there's a tree down right there. We got a tree down in the road. On the left side of the road, we got a tree down. So another instance of, we probably ran across about a dozen trees down today. Probably ran across about a dozen trees down today. If you're just now tuning in, I'm sorry that I don't have my location on, but we're just to the northwest of Sandstone, Minnesota. The tornado threat has dramatically decreased, but we did get a pretty crazy tornado earlier just to the north of Motley. Just to the north of Motley. Minnesota. But these storms are moving 50 miles an hour, so it's tough to blast through these storms when they're moving 50 miles an hour here. But we're making it work. Might have to get gas at some point as well. But we're probably not too far from the interstate. We might be another 20 minutes or so from the interstate here, so. We have a little bit of rotation on the front side of these storms here. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get a view. And we now have two tornado warnings, okay? We have one tornado warning to the southwest of Minneapolis. That's a storm I'd love to be on in about 2 hours. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but we have that storm southwest of Minneapolis. That's tornado warning. And there's another one even further southwest of Minneapolis, just to the northeast of, or northwest of Mankato. That's tornado warning, and it's got some strong, it's got some stronger rotation too. So now two new warnings there. And there are people reporting rotation down there, so like I said, I would not be surprised if there's a tornado all the way down there in southwestern Minnesota. Getting right through these storms here. We got a tornado warning just to our north. Whoa, really windy here. Get. I literally cannot see right now. I gotta go very slow here. I literally, this rain is so blinding, I can literally not see, chat. There you go, you got all the pine trees over there on the right. Chat, can barely see. I think I can see better out of the stream. The stream camera can see a little bit better than my own eyes. But we got to keep pushing. We got to go through Minneapolis anyway, so we got to get down there. And maybe in a couple hours we'll get lucky and we'll get some storms. Maybe not. We'll see. Bear with me, guys. We're gonna get out of this eventually. We're gonna get out of it eventually. Here we go. We're gonna get out of this soon. It's a lot of rain. I don't like it either. It's not very fun for me. Rumble strip, rumble strip, rumble strip. Man, it's really, really windy right here. Really, really windy. Oh my gosh, that storm near Minneapolis, man. That looks crazy. Okay. Well, it's one of those storms where it like looks really crazy on radar, but it's like not tightening up and dropping the tornado. And I say that now that can obviously change here in the next hour, but we're gonna aim to get down there by 8 o'clock here. We just got to get through all this mess. And it's possible by the time we get down there, there's not even anything to chase at that point. So that's also a possibility, of course. We'll There's another lake! There's another lake! Oh my goodness, another one. 100 today. Lake number 100 today. Here we go, my... right, guys, we're almost to the interstate here. We're almost to the interstate here. You know, hindsight 2020, I probably should have abandoned these storms up here a little earlier and went down there to the south. But, you know, we got what we were looking for up here. So at the end of the day, that's what we really are excited about. But we're still going to try. We got to drive south anyway, so we might as well try to pick up these other storms down here. I'm almost to the interstate, so I think my connection should get a lot steadier here. It should be a lot more steady once I get towards this interstate. All right, the interstate is right here, guys. So here we go. It's gonna be, we're gonna be driving in some rain. We're gonna be driving in some rain for a little bit, but we got a big line. Actually, we got a big line of storms that are gonna go right next to us. So I'll pan the camera to the west as we drive, and we'll get a good view of these, and hopefully we can finally have some steady cell service. Hopefully we finally can have some steady cell service here. It's been a little bit rough today. But it was, the cell service was good when it mattered, and that's, I guess at the end of the day, that's what you really need. But I love getting on the interstate, and within half a mile, you already have road work. Well, just incredible. Now we're gonna have to drive through Minneapolis, so if these storms live, we'll have to drive through Minneapolis, and that's not gonna be any fun. So that storm to the west of Minneapolis is about to get a merger. It's about to get a merger, so we're gonna want to watch that one closely in the next 20-30 minutes as it gets that merger. That storm all the way south is not looking overly great right now. It produced a very brief tornado, I believe. That storm all the way south to the northwest of Mankato might have produced a little brief tornado, but I'm tired though, guys. I am tired. So, if stuff doesn't look too hot, we won't keep chasing it too long. But we'll see. As you're gonna notice we're gonna come out of the storm here soon, and get into an area where we can finally maybe have a clear view of the storm. We're gonna get probably some road work up here as well, I'm sure. Whew. That wind, man, my goodness. still in the storm, guys. We're almost out. Our storm is not tornado warned anymore, but it does have a tornado possible tag. It's still a stronger storm, but seen roadwork signs, but I haven't seen any road work just yet. I don't know what's going on. Well, hold on. We might actually have a... Oh, we might... Okay, now we finally have some up here. Here we go. We finally have some. We finally have some road work up here. And it's definitely not something I'm excited about. Guys, if we're just we're on I-35 near Sandstone, Minnesota, and we're headed down towards Minneapolis. We're either going to keep chasing this or we're going to end the chase. It'll just depend on what the storms do over the next couple of hours. But regardless, I'm not really going to chase much. I'm not really going to chase into dark, so I'm a little bit too tired for that. So, and I got to, like I said, I got to get to Kansas tomorrow. Ooh. Some big old puddles right there. Some big puddles right there. At some point here, I'll probably have to stop at a gas station here. You can see the whale. Look at this whale's mouth, guys. It looks like you're inside of a whale's mouth, and you got swallowed up. That's what it looks like. So that's why it looks like that. And I'm trying to get a view of. In a minute, we're going to get a view of some of these storms and see what they look like. And the tornado threat with these are very low. There's a heightened tornado threat down towards Minneapolis to the west or to the southwest of Minneapolis. It looks like those storms are going to miss at least the bigger part of the city. I don't know. Maybe they're going to. Maybe they'll get hit on the southwest suburbs. I'm not really sure. Maybe. Yeah, they might. We'll see what that storm even does. And then that other storm. It produced a very, very, very weak tornado near Nicollet. Produced a really weak tornado down there. I do think there's a I do think there's a risk for some tornadoes in southwest Nebraska in the next couple of hours. That's something I would keep an eye on. I don't think it's a huge risk, but certainly something that I would keep an eye on. We're headed south, and pretty soon, whenever we get out of this traffic and some of these trees, we'll be able to see our incoming storm on the right, as we finally have gotten out of all that rain here. Be able to see that storm on the right. And I don't know how photogenic it looks. I guess that's to be determined. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah, it should be over there on the right. We should have a storm. Oh, you can see the precipitation going across the road. Hopefully we don't get into all that. Yeah, but see, look at this storm. I mean, you're not gonna... this could produce a spin-up tornado. It really could, but I mean, it would be very weak, and it'd be probably difficult to see. And I wonder if there's a little bit of rotation on the front edge of it. I'm sure, surely there is. Surely there is a little bit of rotation on the front edge of it. I'm sure, but nothing that would concern me. So we're gonna have a view of this storm here as we head south, and I'll at least stay live and while we're in front of this storm, and we'll see what this one's just gonna be a line, but we'll see what the other ones down south do. Wow, I think that storm just to the southwest of Minneapolis is gonna... I think that storm to the southwest of Minneapolis could do some, but I'm not sure. Look at that rain core in there. There's probably some pea-sized hail in there. It's warned for quarters. I don't know if it has actual quarters in there, but surely there's some pea-sized hail in there too. Got a little bit of rain. Got a little bit of rain here. Nothing crazy. Like I said, hopefully we don't get into the big downpour. I don't think we should, but maybe this storm is moving a little bit faster than we think. It probably has accelerated because it is outflow. It is very outflow dominant. So. And I really think those storms in Nebraska could do something really funny here. Wow, here comes the big time wind, guys. Here comes some big time wind across the road. We got wrapping rain curtains here. Well, maybe not wrapping, they're just pushing actually. We got pushing rain curtains here. We're gonna get into it for just a minute. and then we'll get out of it really quickly. But here we go. Really windy. Whoa, it is really windy. Okay, here we go. That's man, there's leaves flying in the air. Here we go. Debris flying, some small light debris. Well, I'm gonna get over on the other side of the lane, so the tree, just in case the tree decides to fall. I don't know if we have winds quite strong enough for that, but they're pretty gusty there. But here's that southern part of the storm here. Man, is the storm trying to turn into a little bit of a supercell again? I'm not really sure. No, I think it's more of a Boeing 7. Yeah, we got a big whale's mouth all around us here. Look at this. Look at this whale's mouth above me. Quite the whale's mouth. It's swallowing us whole. And look, you can see the rain. You can see the rain shaft over there on the right. But man, it is windy. My goodness. We got some good 50-mile-an-hour wind probably in that little stretch of storm. Maybe we should get out of it any minute. Woo! You guys can hear the wind against the car. I'm driving south, and the wind is out of the winds are out of the west, so it's from the right to the left. Some leaves on the ground from some gusty winds. Nothing too crazy. Is that a branch that down right there? Maybe on the side. Maybe I just saw a branch down. That storm is definitely probably right at severe strength, I'm sure. But it is only severe warned. It has a tornado possible tag though. Might be another tornado on the ground now. Man, those photographs and that low-level wind shear down there in southern Minnesota really got going, didn't it? Wow. We're an hour out from Minneapolis, and the storm has now gotten quite a ways southwest of Minneapolis, and it keeps diving south, so it might take us quite a while to get down there. But I don't know. See, by the time we get down there at 8 o'clock or 8:15, well, it'll probably be closer to 8:15, 8:20. Maybe 8:30. With the way the storm is moving, it might be 8:30 because it's really diving away from us. So we're coming from the northeast, from Sandstone down to Minneapolis, and that storm is diving. Well, we might have some squall line structure out ahead of us if we get way out ahead of these. Got some white stuff flying around. I don't know what that is. a tornado on the ground in southern Minnesota near Cortland. Looks like a very, very, very weak tornado. Oh, man, I'm tired. I'm tired. Here we go. We're headed down, guys. I don't know how. I don't know if we're gonna even be able to make it to the other storm, but I'm gonna try. And then when I know if I can make it or not, at that point I will either end the stream or we'll keep going. We'll have to see. Yeah, our storms out here are like elevated. Apparently there's now a tornado in Nebraska. What is happening right now? What is happening today? That's ridiculous. Man, everybody's going off today, huh? Wow. I thought Nebraska was a very sneaky target, but I was not expecting Nebraska to do a tornado this quickly. Wow. That is insane to me. Dew points must be just good enough there. Huh. That's impressive. That's impressive. Lots of cape. Good dew points. Interesting. Interesting. Those storms up there in Nebraska and northwest Kansas are really just kind of going to sit there, huh? I'm curious to see what tomorrow looks like, chat. Hold up, you know what? I can finally read chat now for a little bit. Hold on, guys. start to... Sorry, I have not been reading chat today, but... Do I have any mods in here? I'm supposed to have mods in here, but none of them have been watching the past week for whatever reason, so... I should have mods in here, though. I was in Nowissa. But if you're new to this, we're almost to 8,000 subs, guys. We just need 40 more subs for 8,000. If you're new, I appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I probably won't be live it depends on if I think I can reach these storms, but I may not be live too much longer. We'll see. If I can reach these storms, I will, but it'll be tough. It'll be tough because I'm... How many miles? I'm 80 miles away from these storms. Even though originally I thought maybe they'd come into Minneapolis, but they really shifted south. Everything's producing a tornado today, huh? All these storms are trying to do it. Supercell in Nebraska is impressive. That's one that I would not want to... I'd be worried about missing if I wouldn't have seen anything today. Okay, it looks like there's a very weak high base tornado in Nebraska, so good for them. For Nebraska for showing up. That storm might go crazy in the next couple hours. And I'm going to see if I can make it to these storms down in Minneapolis, guys. If not, then I'm already on my way down to Kansas tomorrow or wherever I'm going to go. I might try to go down to Des Moines. I don't know if I can get to Des Moines. Well, I probably could get to Des Moines. If I leave right now, I could get to Des Moines tonight. So I think I should try to get down to Des Moines or at least somewhere down there. And then if I don't like tomorrow, I will just reposition and get ready for Wednesday across Illinois or Indiana. Oh, Des Moines is 3 hours away. I could easily do that. I could be there by 9:30. Heck yeah. I think I can do Des Moines easily. But we'll see. They just dropped the tornado warning near Minneapolis. They dropped the tornado warning. The other one to the south still has an observed tornado on it, so... And an observed tornado in Nebraska. It's rare that you see tornadoes all the way up into central Minnesota, southern Minnesota, and Nebraska. And I even think there might have been a brief tornado in Montana. That's rare you see tornadoes like that so spread out over a large area. But if I kind of get down towards Minneapolis, guys, and this storm is really, really waning, then I will end the stream. But if I get down there and it looks pretty good, then we'll just see what we have. We might, pretty soon, we might actually be able to see the updraft of the storm and everything like that, which might be pretty cool. Does look like tomorrow we'll want to go down into the Salina area. My expectation for tomorrow is big, nasty, big-time supercells, probably massive hail on there, probably some tornadoes, and then eventually a big wind bag to finish everything off. So Eventually a big old windbag to finish it all off. All the way down to southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, too. It'll be a big windbag all the way down. And then the dilemma becomes, where do I chase on Wednesday? Because I could follow that line all the way down home towards Joplin. I could do that. I could go up to Illinois, and then I could go from there down and chase in Arkansas or eastern Missouri, or even Oklahoma could be a spot to look out for. Or I could kind of stay north and target Illinois, Indiana, even up to Michigan. I'd watch southern Michigan as well, and that might be the play. That right there. But I'm gonna get a YouTube video of this stuff out quickly whenever I get the chance. And to be honest with you, if I had to guess, I think that those storms to our south are really winding down. The tornado threat is not by any means over down in the southern part of Minnesota. But I do think it's significantly winding down here in the next hour. But I do think the threat of tornadoes in Nebraska is increasing until sunset. It'll probably slightly increase until sunset. Oh man! Oh, I'm so beat, guys. I am beat. I'm ready to get some sleep. I need some sleep real bad. Hey, Jack. Jack, thank you for the Venmo. I appreciate the Venmo, Jack. Very kind. You stay safe as well. But dude, I don't know what the heck happened to my moderators. I don't know where they are. They're like sleeping or something. I have no idea. But I'll show you guys a picture quick here. While I'm just kind of sitting here driving, straight, I'll show you guys a picture of our tornado that we had. And oh my gosh, what a tornado. Look at that sucker. Oh my gosh, Nebraska has an insane tornado on the ground too. Wow. What is going on? What is happening? is happening? Now Nebraska has an insane tornado. Jeez. What the heck is happening? Man, I'm shocked. That was a surprisingly good setup that no one was really talking about. Alright guys, I might wrap things up here pretty soon. And just I'm exhausted, and I'm just gonna drive down to Des Moines and then decide what to do for tomorrow. I'll probably be chasing. I'm not ending the live just yet. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes and just kind of see what's going on. But man, what a day, guys. Let me show you guys this tornado again. What an incredible day. Look at that tornado we saw. That is just out of this world. If this storm near Minneapolis keeps weakening, guys, then I will call it a day. But I'm still monitoring it because I still think it's got a shot. So as long as there's a chance, we're gonna stay live until that this storm is completely the storm that we're headed down to. Even if we get there at 8:30, even if we get there just half an hour before we lose daylight, I'd still want to give it a chance. So. We'll see. Now, part of me thinks that these storms will eventually cool down here in the next couple of hours, but going to make sure this storm dies, guys, before I end the live. And as long as the storm is still cooking and it's still got a chance to produce tornadoes in the next hour or so, then we're still going to stay live just in case, because you never know when we'll get back onto a tornado warned storm. So just in case, I'm going to keep it live. And sorry that I'm not talking or whatever too much. I mean, like I said, guys, I got 2 hours of sleep last night, and I just drove and drove. I am just exhausted. I am just so tired. By the time I get to Des Moines tonight, I'll probably have driven for about 20 of the last 24 hours. So that's it's not easy on your body, and I'm just I'm exhausted, but I appreciate all of the support that you guys have given me on the stream today. And I know we had some really good numbers earlier when we were on that tornado, and now I'm sure most of you guys, or most of everybody who's in here earlier, is probably watching the tornadoes going on in Nebraska. And you know what? I don't blame you. I'd probably be doing the same thing, because that's more exciting than but we got the sky, we got the Mamatis right here. It's a little bit more exciting than the Mamatis and the dry. I know a lot of you guys, though, you guys like to have 2 or 3 streams up at a time. So if mine is part of that, I really appreciate it. I don't have the overlays on the stream today, so. So the second tornado is now in progress. Man, Freddie McKinney's killing it right now. Connor and Freddie are scoring big right now. Connor and Freddie are really scoring big right now. So good for those guys. Oh my gosh, what a tornado that they have down there. Wow. In the sand. That, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, okay. Well, that might be the better tornado today. That might be the better tornado today, the one in Nebraska, just simply because it lasted. I think I'd rather have the tornado I got, but I think just because the one in Nebraska has lasted a lot longer, probably. here we got some nice mamadas, guys. Oh my gosh, okay. Wow. I don't even know what's happening today, but you know, we actually have a storm to our north that looks semi-interesting, but I don't think it's going to be interesting enough to do anything. Could be wrong, but I think at this point the instability is just a little bit too pinched off. I'm going to go to this gas station up here, guys. I'm gonna go to this gas station, and I might end the live in just a second. I'll have to look at data again. I'm gonna go stop at this Love's, and I'm getting a little low, so I'll fill up just in case. Just in case we end up having to get on something and chase it. I don't want to have to worry about getting more gas again. But we got some pretty skies here, but oh my gosh, guys, what is happening in Nebraska? Go tune into Connor's stream and Freddie McKinney. I mean, they're getting an old-time intercept down there. Wow, I'm genuinely impressed with that intercept that they're getting. I love to see all the boys. I love to see all the boys intercepting tornadoes. I was doing it. We got Connor doing it, Freddie doing it, the Storm Runner Media. All the boys are winning right now. That's what we want to see here. Now what we don't want to see is one target do it and then the other target doesn't want to do it. That's what we don't want to see. But I don't know if I can do that while I'm streaming. You surely could. Surely I could post a video to YouTube while I'm streaming. If you're new to the channel, remember to sub. Like the stream. Man, this gas station is bumping tonight. My goodness, we are busy over here, huh? Okay. Oh, pretty bad. I mean, it's been busier, I'm sure, but it's pretty busy. A lot of people here. Look at the sunset. We got some storms around. Alright, y'all, let me go run in, let me get gas quick, and then I'm gonna run in and quick, and then I'll be back here. Probably just lost service, I'm sorry. Sorry if I lost connection there, y'all. We're still think there's a chance for something, so I'm gonna keep it live until I actually see the storm start to die. So far, it's kind of started to die, but it's still trying to reinvigorate itself. So, oh man, I'm exhausted though. I am beat. 4 hours to get to where I want to be. I might not make it all the way down there. We'll see. I don't know. I probably could easily. 11:30 is not so bad. Still got some storms trying to rotate a little bit to our yeah, still got some supercells trying to be a supercell to our north. Oh, hopefully we can get on another tornado warning storm, guys. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. We'll see. That storm near Minneapolis still looks interesting, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next like 10 minutes it just starts to die. It is 8 o'clock, so you can very easily do that. These guys have just run out of instability, quite frankly. You know, after seeing the loop here. Okay, yeah, this storm is dying. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start to get to where I wrap up the stream, but. Got an awesome tornado today. I'm gonna post a video of the tornado in about the next hour, so look for that. Once again, here's that tornado one more time. There you go. There's that tornado one more time. There it is. That we saw today. looking at the air too right here, it looks a little bit on the stabler side, so. Alright guys, I gotta go, but have a good rest of your evening, and I will be back most likely tomorrow. Look for a YouTube video in the coming moments here, but on that note, guys, have a good one. Go tune in to Freddie McKinney's stream, or Storm Runner Media, or Connor, and I will see you guys